up, everyone? Welcome back to Breaking Takes.
What is up, my friends? It's good to be back.
Great to be back. I hope everyone just stuffed themselves to the brim
Oh my God, I
for
hope you're so
Thanksgiving.
stuffed.
Yeah.
Stuffed with whatever you want it to be stuffed with that day.
I realized one of the worst parts about not having your family host Thanksgiving is that you don't wake up to a fridge just full of leftovers the
Yeah.
next day to be a complete fat ass. I missed that doing it at my uncle's house. I woke up and I was like, fuck.
You have nothing. And did you take any leftovers with you?
No, I wasn't
See,
even.
that's like you gotta be like, you know what? I'm just gonna take some of this to go.
I wish I would have thought that. The thing was, I was so full that my mind
You
was
weren't even
so
thinking.
it was so far from packing up food.
Rookie mistake,
I
Zach.
I was just it was a rookie mistake, honestly, because most of the time my parents will host a Thanksgiving, and then we have everyone over there, and so I'm not even worried about it. I'm watching football. I'm watching my cousins flick boogers. I'm drinking whiskey, just enjoying the view.
Worst
And
football games ever this year. Literally, the games on Thursday and Friday for like Thanksgiving were some of the worst NFL matchups they could have put together.
yeah, I was in such a food coma. I couldn't tell you who played,
I
what the
mean,
score
it
was. The
didn't
game was on
matter.
the
They were
entire time. I
terrible.
don't even remember. I know the Giants played, and that's about it.
Yes, they played the Cowboys,
Yeah.
and it
So
was pretty boring.
yeah, and again, it wouldn't have if it was the most. You could have told me like, holy shit, the most insane football game in the history of football happened on
You
Thanksgiving,
didn't
and
know.
I couldn't have told
Now,
you
are you a
a single
drinker on
thing.
Thanksgiving? Do you crack a few cold ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I just was making sure. I mean, me too. I wasn't here to judge. I was actually here for us to bond.
Yeah, I feel like my uncle was judging me a little bit
Oh,
because
no, 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 no.
he's a drinker too. He doesn't give a shit. It was just the first thing that I went for was
Yeah, of course.
a whiskey neat. I saw he had my favorite brand of whiskey, which is Angel's
Uh-huh.
Envy. I said, you know
Okay.
what? There's a 3/4 bottle of Angel's Envy sitting there. I can't
I
let
would
that.
like to
I
make
can't
it
pass that up.
0 quarters.
Yeah, it's gonna be a negative bottle at the end of the night. I got to start with it, and he kind of looked
Mhm.
at me for a sec, and you just went all
Mind
right,
your
and then
business,
he
uncle.
passed me the glass, but then we were all fucked up
Yeah.
within the next 45 minutes.
Yes,
But I
yes.
just thought he thought I was gonna ease into it. I'm like, no, dude, this is my fucking like
Mm.
15th drinking
No, on
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving you start early. So I
Yeah,
woke up at 7 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning. I immediately got stoned.
as
I
you
waked
should.
and baked, and I went to see Wicked at 8:30 in the morning, like a crazy person.
On
But I wasn't going.
Broadway? Or the
No,
movie, the
no,
movie.
yeah,
I
the
thought
movie. Yeah,
I thought
I went to Broadway at
you
8:30 in the morning.
you just hit I-95. You're just blowing a joint all the way up to New
I
York.
hotboxed my whole
Yeah.
fucking way
Yeah.
to Broadway. Which I actually listen, I've been high seeing a Broadway show as well, so
Oh, you
honestly,
have
it is
to.
believable. But yeah, so I went and saw Wicked in theater. It's like a 3-hour movie, so I wasn't sitting through that sober.
No.
The movie was fantastic. I really enjoyed it, and I continued to be stoned pretty much all day. And then just to top it off, I added several Miller Lights to my meal.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a great time. And honestly, the worst part is that you eat so much on Thanksgiving, like I didn't even feel fucked up at all because, I was just eating so much food that I really felt fine.
Yeah. It's a good combination to sort of level it off with the Miller
Uh-huh.
Lite when you hit that point where you're not necessarily getting more paranoid when you smoke more, but you're just setting yourself up for unconsciousness at 6:30
I
p.m.
did take a nap, actually.
Okay,
I
that's
took a
good.
nap
That's good.
around like 2 to
Yeah.
4. I was KO'd, and then I woke up just in time to eat a full meal.
Here's my question for you, because I recently saw the Broadway play for the
Yes.
second time, Wicked,
I really want to
and
see the Broadway play.
I wasn't high, But now that I'm
Okay.
thinking about the play, there's flying monkeys.
Oh,
There,
yeah.
you know, there's witches. There's Tin Man boners.
There was a lot.
There's a lot of things going on. Did at any point during the movie did you feel like this is a lot high, or were the flying monkeys you
Mm.
were just sort of like one with
No,
them,
I
like they
was
were
one
going
with
up and
it.
down?
I definitely felt like the movie was very funny. I don't know how the Broadway show is. I'm sure there's jokes in there too, but yeah, the movie was really funny and I enjoyed seeing Ariana Grande in the movie because I'll be honest, like I know that she acted as a child, like a child actor, but I've
Yeah.
really never seen, then she's been pop star Ariana Grande. So I didn't really see her as an actor. So it was fun to watch her act and her character Glinda is hilarious. So I just
Yeah.
had the best time and yeah, I ate like raisinets for breakfast.
Perfect. Perfect.
Delicious. Yeah, highly
When
recommend.
when they started singing Defying Gravity, did you just take a huge rip of a gravity bong just to be
I
one
would
with
have
the
liked to.
movie?
I don't know how many people in the theater would have enjoyed that, but
Yeah.
if it was like an option, I would have opted in.
Yeah, you have how do you do the like the old school gravity bong? I'm trying to remember. It was like
The
the
ones that are like
2 liter bottle of
slinky like?
soda. No, it was like you would cut a soda bottle
Okay. Yeah,
open
yeah, yeah.
and then you'd fill it up with smoke and then you'd press it down, and as you're
Mm,
pressing the soda bottle down, you put your mouth over
yeah.
the sippy part, and it just sort of
Yep.
compresses the smoke into your mouth. The only time I've done a
Why were
gravity
we
bong,
doing shit like that? Like when I think back to
yeah.
those days, like why were we smoking out of a plastic bottle?
I've never done a proper gravity bong, like a glass, like if
I
whoever
have,
makes like the
but
finer glassware for
yeah,
gravity bongs, I've only ever done it out of a 2 liter can of soda or
that
two
seems
liter bottle
great.
of soda.
It's very Long Island of you.
Yeah. So I'm just imagining you with like a cut off Coca-Cola bottle in the back row of Wicked, just surrounded by 8-year-olds, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Mom, what is that smell?" And you're just like, defying gravity.
The best part is I don't think that this movie was for children. Like it wasn't really everybody in the theater was an adult for one, and I'm sure kids like it cuz it's colorful, but it's not really a children's movie.
Mm.
It's for adults.
What? Yeah, but was it like? Because there were a lot of children in the Broadway theater, so was it extra dark? Like, did you feel like the
No, I
movie was
just think like
darker?
the concept in general is for adults. Like children don't even understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Like the whole point of the movie is like essentially like racism and like judging and all I don't
Is
know.
it?
Like,
I missed all of that.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a
Maybe
kid
you're
that
a
shouldn't have
kid.
gone
You shouldn't have
to the theater.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, cause like Alfalfa is green and they like make fun of her and hate her because she's green. And I think that's symbolic of like why are we like picking on people that are different or have a different skin color, perhaps? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's also why it was important that Alfalfa was played by a black
Yeah.
woman as
Yeah.
well.
See, that's the difference between you and me. When I was watching the play, my mind was going like, yeah, she's green, but she's still hot,
Yeah,
Like
agreed.
that girl in Avatar. You know, she's
Yeah,
blue.
we
I'd
don't give
still
a
bang
fuck.
her. So why
Me too.
why are we
I was hoping
outcasting
for
this
that.
girl?
That's my biggest qualm is that Glinda and Alfalfa definitely should have went to Scissor City together
Oh yeah.
and should have been in love. Like I'm no spoilers because also there's going to be like a part 2. I don't even know. This is the first I heard anything about Wicked. So I don't know. I know there's books. I don't know nothing about them. Never seen Broadway. I didn't know there was going to be a part 2 film. So I'm learning a lot. The story is still not finished.
We could definitely find that video somewhere on Pornhub. Just a full out wicked gangbang orgy,
Probably.
like where you see the animated pornos of Family
Mm,
Guy, where Lois's
yeah.
tits are just busting out of her shirt, and
Oh,
Peter's
there's
like
for sure wicked
just
porn out there for
motorboating
sure.
Lois. You
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely see a wicked version of that
Absolutely.
somewhere. I wonder if
Yes.
they recoup money from there. If they see if there's someone that works for the Wicked box office that goes, yeah, we saw some video on Pornhub. We're actually going to need a percentage of that if you guys want to keep it up. Like your
I
video gets
mean,
flagged on YouTube.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's got to be, I'm sure there's OnlyFans out there that are like solely into role play, and
Yeah,
that's what they do.
they should. I wonder if the girl that is getting painted up green for the Wicked porno is thinking about the place she thought her life would be and the place her life is
I
at the
think it's
moment.
exactly where it's supposed to be. Don't question everything, okay? Just
I don't
live.
disagree. I'm just saying it's hard to believe that when she first got into acting at 15 years old that she thought she'd be getting spray painted on some guy's couch with a porno director in the corner
I mean,
telling her to
it's
play it up more.
listen, everybody gets their start somewhere,
Yeah.
and that is her start, and she shouldn't be ashamed.
Yeah, I applaud you if you're out there. It's a lot of cum, it's a lot of paint mixing together. I'm sure it's a very involved washing process after that. So in a
Mm,
way, it might be harder than the actual Broadway show where you're just dealing with the paint
I
and
definitely
no
think
other
it
bodily
probably
fluid.
is
Yeah,
more challenging.
yeah. So hats off to whoever's doing the the animated Pornhub version of Wicked. Um, I don't really have a bridge into the first story,
Okay.
so I'll just come out and say it.
Oh,
The CEO of United Healthcare was assassinated
wait. So this is
yesterday.
my story
The-
too. So I was gonna ask you where exactly you were yesterday morning. So I just no, I'm just curious, where were you yesterday morning?
Yesterday morning, that's a good question. So I was in a gun store and I was purchasing a silencer. No, I was I was where was I yesterday morning? I guess I was just at
Uh-oh.
my laptop
I
doing
don't believe
work,
that.
doing Excel spreadsheets,
Sure,
marketing material.
that is exactly what the killer would say.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely was not wearing a mask, waiting
Mm.
for a rich CEO to leave his hotel. I was 100% sitting in front of my laptop like a good little capitalist boy.
Okay, sure. But
Why?
yeah,
Where
you
were
can
you? Where were you?
I was in a different state. I'm in the good old state of Maryland. I was nowhere close to Midtown Manhattan yesterday at the time of this shooting.
Okay. Well,
I have alibis.
it's interesting that you would say that you saw Wicked yesterday in the theater
I
because
saw Wicked Thanksgiving morning.
that even proves
Follow
my
along.
you saw Wicked on Thanksgiving morning. It seeds a lot of ideals about evil taking over and evil winning, and you have to stop the spread of evil. It just makes me wonder. You're sitting there for that whole
Mm.
week thinking about healthcare is a pretty evil thing.
I
There's a
mean,
lot of
I'll
people
be
that get
honest.
denied. Maybe I should just go murk a CEO and then come back to
I feel
Baltimore.
you.
No one's gonna know.
My thoughts and prayers are being denied.
Yeah,
This claim has been denied.
yeah.
But go ahead. I'll let you go ahead into like the headline and get into some more details.
We'll do it together. Well, this is
Oh,
the
okay. We'll
first.
hold hands.
This is the first story. I think in 59 episodes, this is the first time we've actually picked the same story without
It's
talking
been a
about it.
while.
This is a
Yeah.
momentous. This is a momentous occasion. I think maybe it happened once before, but this is a
Yes,
very rare episode.
exactly. It is, but it was news that was kind of crazy. I mean, and this is still going on today, the 5th, the time of recording. So,
Yeah,
the United Healthcare CEO was killed in broad daylight in Midtown Manhattan yesterday, December 4th, yesterday morning,
yeah,
which is pretty insane considering it's broad daylight in Midtown Manhattan. I mean, it
yeah.
was in the morning. I'm pretty sure this happened around like 7 a.m., but the sun was up. People are around, trust me.
And the killer's
So,
still on the run. I feel it's been
yes.
a while since we've had a high profile murderer on the loose in New York. This is bringing me
Mm,
back to the 80s, even though I was not in
yeah.
existence yet. I imagine this is what it was like to be in New York in the
Except
80s.
that nobody like me and you in New York feel any concern at all.
No.
We don't feel in danger at all by this man that's at large because
Yeah.
clearly was very targeted. So, the CEO, his name is Brian Thompson.
Mm.
He had been the CEO of United Healthcare since 2021. So, a few years, but he had been with the company much longer. So, this was definitely a targeted hit for sure.
Yeah. It it would be wild if it wasn't. I'll say that.
Right.
If this guy was just chilling with a pistol and a silencer and a mask and said, "I'm gonna murk the first motherfucker to walk out of the Hilton," and it just
Yes.
happened to be the United Healthcare CEO,
Yeah.
that would be that would be the only way this story could somehow be crazier is if this was not planned.
Yeah, it
So
was definitely planned. I mean, I would assume.
yeah.
Um, did you see the video of the shooting?
I did. I saw it was about 30 seconds.
Yeah, happened in very close range. The shooter was like maybe 10 feet at most behind the victim and shot
Yeah.
him in the back
Yeah.
initially. And then the victim seemed to kind of course, stumble and fall. And the shooter approached closer and shot again before fleeing in the most New York way possible on a city e bike.
Yes. Yes. I saw that. I didn't see that on the video, but I saw in the description that he fled on an
I mean, how
e-bike.
else are you gonna flee? It's the fastest way to get around, actually.
Yeah. This is actually a great advertisement for city e-bikes.
Yes, it is.
If you just did you just shoot someone in the back of the head? E-bike your way out of
Assassinate
there. You won't
somebody
get
at
caught.
7, get to work by 8.
Yeah.
City e-bikes.
Murder a big time CEO and then your family, city e-bikes. Get out of there safe and sound,
Get
even
out of there
though
quick.
your victims won't, but you will on a city e-bike.
Yes,
They'll cut
yes.
that. We'll see it on like a Hulu ad tomorrow for City Bike. We want that paycheck. We came up with that idea. We story
Yes.
arced that idea.
No, absolutely. And today, news came out that, like, on the bullets were deny, defend, depose. Like, the shooter had carved in these words.
I saw that. Yeah, deny, defend, oppose. Isn't there a healthcare saying that he was playing off of?
Well, I know obviously insurance denies a lot of claims.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really know, but I wouldn't, I mean, we see the correlation of this just obviously being targeted. And I don't even feel sorry. I know so many people. There are a lot of people online. Not a lot of people online. There are some people that are like, this CEO still had a family.
Yeah.
Honestly, so do all the people that get denied health insurance by United Healthcare and then die because of it.
Yeah.
Literally, like hundreds of thousands of people die at the hands of insurance companies.
Yeah. So there's an insider phrase in
Okay.
insurance for the tactics of insurance company to make more money, and it's delay, deny, defend. So when someone makes a claim, delay it,
Oh,
keep
fuck
delaying, delaying,
them.
delaying, then you deny it, and then if they come back at you, you defend your initial decision to,
Mm.
deny their fucking claim. So it says it's a rallying cry for
Mm.
uh, people that are in the insurance company. This is like an insider
Yeah.
tactical phrasing. So delay, deny, defend, and this guy wrote deny, defend, depose. Yeah, I love the idea of the gunman going, yeah, they're not gonna get this message if I just blow his brains out. I gotta write something down on the bullets so they know that I
I
really
mean, he
hate
took
health
his
insurance.
time. He took his time with this plan. Every detail matters, Zach.
Yeah. But you know when you're writing something, especially when it's on a surface you're not familiar with, like if you're gonna write something on metal like a bullet, you grab the first marker out of your drawer and you write on it and nothing comes off. So I'm just
Mm.
imagining this guy going through all of his Sharpies and he's like, this is gonna be such a fucking good plan. And he
I
grabs the first
imagine
one and he's like,
it like
fuck, it's not
chiseled
coming off.
in with like by like a drill or something, right? Like I don't know. I don't even know how bullets work. Like I thought once you shot it, well, I guess it'd be the casing, right? Of the bullet.
Well, why don't you tell me,
I don't
Sam?
I don't know.
How did you do it?
I actually just don't I don't even understand guns. So, but yeah, he had a silencer on. I know
Yeah.
what that does. It makes it silent. Um so yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I imagine that he chiseled that onto the bullets. I thought that just added more character to
Yeah,
this.
For sure. That, and again, that's just my dumb toddler brain going, "Oh, you have to do it in
And
magic
Sharpie,
marker. You got a magic marker.
it's
Your
like
murder.
the type of markers that like smell like fruits.
Yeah, you're
It's
smelling it
like a green one. It
first.
smells like green apples.
He's like, yeah, that'll leave a message. He just writes it on the bullet casing. Fucking, his brains are gonna smell like pineapples. Um, but so the video also, there's speculation that this guy. So one, he is the either the spouse or immediate family member of someone who got denied insurance and then died.
Could
So
be. So
he's taking
there's
vengeance on the CEO
that
and
could
then
be like 20 million suspects.
doesn't narrow it down. Exactly. So that's just like the population of the employed United States.
Yes.
And then there's the theory that because in the video, people were pointing out that every single trigger pull, the gun jams, but he just calmly unjams it. Like he pulls back on the gun, he
Mhm.
empties the chamber, the next one comes in. He doesn't freak out at all. He's committing a morning Manhattan murder on a
He's got to get it
super busy
done.
street. And the gun jams like, and if you don't have
Well,
gun experience or
we know
military
that his
experience,
claim for his prescription of Lexapro didn't get denied because he was very calm
oh,
and
his mental
casual.
health mental
His
health is on
mental health
point.
is doing great.
He probably ended his BetterHelp session on FaceTime on his e-bike and said, "Sorry, I gotta go. I gotta take care of something," and then hung up.
Yes.
And
So
so
calm.
he's very mentally stable. So people thought that he might have military experience because of the way that he held the gun. Like
Okay.
apparently he was holding it not like an amateur with one hand, where he was very tactical about it, and then he didn't get nervous when the gun jammed. He just very calmly re reloaded it and then continued to put bullets in the CEO as he's on the ground and
Mhm.
then calmly just walks away to the e-bike. So another couple details there in the story.
Yes, and so I mean, also I heard that this is from NBC News, just some details that I have that the victim, Brian Thompson, his wife, Paulette Thompson, said that he had been receiving threats. She said there had been some threats. Basically, I don't know, a lack of coverage. I don't know details. I just know that he said there were some people that had been threatening him, which I'm sure plenty of people have threatened him. I'm
Oh yeah.
sure billionaires get threats all the time.
You could
Why
be
didn't he like have any sort of security detail? You know, I mean, you would think maybe a billionaire would have like and you're experiencing threats, you would think you would have a couple bodyguards or something.
I don't know. I think that the murder was just so broad daylight and so shocking, but calm at the same time. He was just nonchalant about it. I don't think he might have had security guards, but he said, "I'm gonna go dip out and get a coffee before this conference," and his
Mhm.
security said, "Yeah, sure." It was around the block, and then the guy gets pieced in the back
I
of the
love that
head.
the security you pay for. Imagine paying for your security, and then they're like, "Yeah, sure, go out alone and get yourself a coffee," and then you
Yeah.
get fucking shot to death.
Yeah.
I don't think your security is supposed to be like, "Yeah, sure.
What do you do?
Take this trip on your own."
I feel like if I was his security guard, and let's say, because I don't know if he had security or not, but let's say he did have security, but they were just eating croissants in the lobby and then let the CEO go for a walk on him by
Mhm.
himself. Once you hear those gunshots, you
I
run
leave.
outside.
No.
No, I would run outside and I would ask the assailant, I would say, yo, just hit me with one in the leg so it looks like I jumped in front of him to protect him. Just be a boy about it. Just wing me in the knee.
Just be a
Be a
be a
boy.
boy about
Just
it.
look. You got the CEO already, but I don't want to lose my job. I still want to be security for the next guy. So just wing me in the leg.
I think he lost his job.
I'll yell out and be like, "Oh my God, no! It's so crazy that I was here in time to jump in front of this bullet, but the other ones I got around me somehow." And then
Yeah.
you're just on your knees in the middle of Manhattan, screaming up at the heavens, saying, "I can't
No.
believe I did my job. This is it's so crazy that he got to him. I definitely wasn't
Yeah.
drinking a latte in the lobby while he got shot 4 times in the back of the head."
Yeah.
But who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe he just didn't have security. Maybe, when you're that rich, sometimes you think shit's not going to happen.
No, I'm surprised that more billionaires don't get assassinated, but I like this new fear that I hope has been instilled amongst these people. And now on Twitter, people are like putting hits out. They're like, "Oh, you want to know who works at Blue Cross Blue Shield?" Because
Mm,
because my auntie died last month because they denied her claim. Here's a picture of Carol at Blue Cross Blue Shield at
yeah,
this address if you want to swing by. And I'm
yeah,
not kidding. I've actually seen like several tweets on Twitter of people of like prominent Twitter accounts. And
yeah,
it could just be poor timing, but there was one yesterday that it was like, yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield is like uh not going to cover something anymore. And it was like this might not be the best day to run that news
yeah.
article.
I think we all just need to take a deep breath and just enjoy the end of America,
Yeah.
because this
I
is
mean, listen, billionaires aren't you don't get to avoid gun violence.
yeah.
Like you're part of this.
This is how you know when civilization is on the brink of ending, is when a high profile billionaire CEO gets assassinated and the response on Twitter is, well, if you think that guy was bad, this guy lives at
Yeah, check this guy
42.
out.
This guy lives at 42 Lowry Place and walks his dog in Washington
Yeah.
Square Park every Tuesday. Go piece him up if anyone's
Yes.
reading this.
Honestly, I'm kind of here for it, Zach. I'm here for this because I feel safe. Like this is the safest I've felt as a woman in a long time in America. Like
Yeah.
I feel like this guy went out there. He took a insurance claim personally and he got shit done. And then he e-biked his way up north. Somebody claims they tracked the e-bike to go north towards Central Park, and who knows where he went from there. I don't know. He's still in the loose, but
That
I feel good. I
that's
feel like he's going to get the head of Etna next. I mean, I'm waiting.
That's how you know that no one really cared about tracking the murderer of a billionaire CEO, is that the one witness goes, "Yeah, I saw him go up towards Central Park somewhere," and
Nobody
then
cares. We
I
don't
had
care.
I had to get on the subway, so I just let him bike through
Well,
the park.
Zach, here's the thing. So, New York City Crime Stoppers is offering a combined reward of up to $10,000 for information leading to an arrest and indictment. That is chump change. Give me
Yeah.
a cut of that billion, and then maybe you'll get some details. No New Yorker gives a fuck about
Do,
this guy and $10,000. I swear to God. You're not getting any details for 10 grand.
here's a theory. Do you get life insurance payout if you get murdered? Do you know?
I would assume, yeah. I think it's just if you die.
Okay. What if the wife set him up? What if the wife was
That sounds
just
genius.
had so much, taken so much shit from him over the years? I have no idea. about any details of this man's personal life, but let's just say he was a piece of shit to his wife. Billionaire
let's
C
just
billionaire
let's just
billionaire
go with the
CEO,
usual.
billionaire CEO slinging cock left and right, taking trips to Thailand, just buying Thai hookers, coming back
Oh my
to his wife
goodness.
smelling like other women's cologne, just slinging cock all over the globe, making billions of dollars, cashing in, living like men used to in the good old days.
Yeah.
The CEO just jet setting all over the world, and the wife goes, "You know what? I'm fed up with this. This guy is the CEO of United Healthcare. He has the best life insurance policy on the planet. I'm just gonna pay some crackhead in New York City $400 to
Yeah.
take him out, and
He
then
didn't
I'm a
look like a
billionaire."
crackhead. I mean, he could have been on crack, but there have been images released of him at Starbucks. I'm assuming before the shooting, because like you don't want to roll up to your shooting sleepy. You got to get that
No,
espresso in. But
yeah,
he did not have his mask on, and I'm just gonna say it. He looked kind of handsome. He looked kind of handsome at
based on what?
Starbucks.
Did you see his
No, he
full
had his
face?
yes. The images
Really?
are out with he has a hood up, but he has his mask down and he's smiling, I assume at a staff member, caught he was just probably they're just screenshots of video footage at Starbucks.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean in that little window that I saw, he looked like kind of a good-looking guy.
yeah.
So,
I mean, he probably has a Hinge profile. I
I
I
guarantee he's on a date right now.
I'd change
He
my bio.
e-biked to a date.
I'd change my bio. I'd say I'm the guy who took out the United Healthcare
That's
CEO.
why, Zach.
He he
I'm like, what were you doing? I mean,
he would get so much liberal pussy if he just put that in his
oh my
bio, said
God.
I assassinated United Healthcare CEO, just,
Absolutely.
matching just left and right. So you mentioned he was at Starbucks because
Yes.
I saw that too. Um, in the article I read, it said that he not only was in there for caffeine. You gotta be alert when you're gonna murder a high profile CEO. But the gunman purchased a water bottle and two protein bars from a nearby Starbucks
Makes sense.
before heading to
Hydration, you need
yeah
protein. Like he was geared up. Like he's good. He's squared away. He
yeah
had his protein in the morning, drank water, had a little shot of espresso.
yeah.
I love that for him. You need to take care of your body.
And I just love that he goes, you know what? I can't commit murder on an empty stomach.
You can't.
I gotta
You might throw
be
up. You don't want to throw
satiated.
up, E.
That's why he was able to stay so steady with the bullets because
Yeah.
he was fully satiated. He wasn't his head wasn't elsewhere. He wasn't thinking about food. He was
There
just
is a
thinking about the target.
study that apparently your brain works like astronomically better if after you eat, like within like 3 hours after you eat. And I know that because
Who
I
needs
don't
to
eat
study that?
well, I don't
Who
eat
needs to be like your
breakfast.
brain works if you have
No,
food?
Zach, more in the sense of like people are like, don't skip breakfast or like make sure you eat before this big test, like that type of thing.
Mm.
Like it actually is scientifically proven that yes, when you eat and then you have like to go take a big test or something, you'll do better than if you did not eat.
Okay,
And I'm
well,
saying this as a total dumbass that doesn't eat breakfast ever.
and neither do I. But if I murder someone in the morning, I
I'm
will
gonna
now.
have my protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have my protein smoothie and, make sure I meditate and get my sunshine on the face on my way there so I can feel good and clear
Yeah.
headed as I discharge some bullets.
There's something so beautiful and so dark about a guy about to end someone's life standing in line at a Jamba Juice going, do I want the banana strawberry or the kale smoothie? What do I think is going to be better for me staying
Thinking the
focused on
kale,
this target? Probably
unfortunately.
kale. Yeah, you don't. I feel like the banana strawberry might give you a sugar rush
Mhm.
when you're trying to make the shot. So the kale is like a nice smooth energy.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna give you actual protein, I'm pretty sure. I have strawberry banana I had one today, actually, but I did put protein powder in it because
Yeah.
I need to be prepared if I have to, you know, pop off some rounds later today.
Oh yeah, you might have to do a desk pop.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, just Sometimes, yeah, during a not at me. I was gonna do it in the air. You'd fucking shoot me, the digital
Well, it's
version of
just a
me.
screen. It's just a
I see how it
screen.
is. That looks pretty natural. That
Oh,
looks like you've done that before,
oh,
more than a few times.
yeah, maybe once or twice.
Yeah,
That's why I still haven't gotten a job because that's how I end every job interview.
yeah. You just put you put the cold metal against their temple and say
Mhm.
200K minimum.
Yeah, and then I don't
Sign
get a
it.
call back, and I don't understand.
Look, the workforce is hard.
I hear
It's hard out
apparently
there.
there's a CEO opening, though, with United Healthcare,
You should
so
apply. Maybe this was a guy that was looking to switch positions. Maybe
yeah.
he was
What
either
if on
coming from the
LinkedIn,
company.
like, there's, like, already a job posting out
That's the
on
world we live
LinkedIn
in.
for the CEO position at United Healthcare? Some recruiters on there right now, like, "If you wanna come work with a great and fun team, send me a DM. We have this wonderful position, CEO at United Healthcare."
Yeah, but you know how in the recruiting, like the headhunters, they will never tell you which a company it is because they want it
Yeah.
to remain anonymous until you inquire seriously about the position.
Yeah.
So it would just be a post that says CEO position at a large corporate healthcare type company just opened up.
It's fresh.
It's fresh,
The
just
blood is
like
still warm.
just like the body on the ground.
Yeah.
It's totally open, totally unrelated to any sort of homicide or murder you're seeing in the news. But
Yeah.
if you're a healthcare professional interested in a CEO position with 20 to 25 years of experience,
There's
send us a
availability.
message. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you need a job, like, it's the job market's tough out here. So it's good to know when there's an opening right away.
Do you think the murderer could have been hired by a competitor?
No. I think all these insurance companies work together. They all work
Hmm.
together to scam America and kill off the population.
Yeah, there's definitely I would guess that there's some talking behind closed doors between the health insurance companies. But I'll tell you what, if the CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield, it turns out he's the one who smoked this guy, I'll sign up with them tomorrow. I
Damn.
like a CEO that takes action.
Listen, me
I
too.
respect the
I'm a
game.
big
I respect the
fan.
game.
Yeah. Listen, United Healthcare is some of the shittiest insurance there is. So that's
Yeah.
just another point. I mean, Blue Cross Blue Shield, you're getting scammed either way, no matter what. But United Healthcare is the worst.
Yeah.
So I
It
understand why somebody would take this personally.
I have United, and I hope my rates don't go up after this. I don't know what their murder CEO policy is,
Yeah,
but if my copay goes up, I'm gonna send an email.
as you should. You know what? Send an email with the photo of their chief financial officer and be like, "You're next."
Yeah, yeah,
You're
just a red arrow in magic marker. You're next. You are.
That's how we're only. That's the only way we're gonna get places, Zach. Is if we just start threatening and taking out these billionaires. And this killer had the right idea, and he's still
Yeah.
out on the loose. He could honestly be in Manhattan still. Like, now, what do you say on that? Do you think that if you're the killer, you obviously speed out of Midtown, but like, where do you go? Like, are you the type that's like, I gotta get so far away, leave the country? Or are you like, I'm gonna hide right under their nose and
If
be
if
close by?
if I just murdered a billionaire CEO in broad daylight in New York City, I try to blend in because you use the chaos of the city as cloak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If
right
you
under
if
the
you
nose.
if you just have a pea coat on and you're texting on a sidewalk and you have AirPods in and you're just walking briskly with no soul in your eyes, just
Mm,
avoiding all human eye contact, you are one of 6 million people just doing the exact same thing on the street, on the way to work.
Exactly.
Just your soul has been ripped out of your body by the corporate experience, and you just try to blend in with that. I feel like if you try to do anything out of the ordinary, you're just going to draw attention to yourself. That's why I think this guy, uh, look, I'll come out and say it. We're anti murdering innocent people on breaking takes. But the way this guy got away, perfect cover for New York City. E-bike escape. No one's gonna bat an eye
Mm-mm.
about a guy on an e-bike trying to go some. I hope he even went out of his way to put on the little oven mitts that those
Gotta keep
the
your
Grubhub
hands
the
warm.
the Grubhub drivers have
Yes.
on the e-bikes, where
Yeah.
he even got a little box that says DoorDash on it. He's got the oven mitts on the e-bike. He's just going to his next order. That's the way to go in the city. If you're trying to get away with murder, you got to
Yeah.
use the city to your advantage.
Yes, and I also we didn't even mention that, yeah, the shooter is a man. It is a light-skinned man. He seems white, but in this picture that we see his face, he could be not white, but he does not appear to be a black man. This is a white on white crime.
Mm.
And we need to shine a light on that. I don't want people out here thinking anything else but that. This is a white on white crime, and this guy definitely took something personally. And I just want to know where he is. I want to know if he's doing well. I want to know if he had his 2 protein bars today. I just want
Yeah.
to know more.
Yeah. Apparently, he dropped some things at the scene too. It said
Oh,
investigators
okay.
investigators recovered a video showing that the suspect discarded the items on the sidewalk, including the protein bar and some other, possibly his cell phone
A
was left
burner
there,
phone. Okay,
a
I'm
burner
seeing a
phone.
burner phone.
And police collected them as evidence, hoping it could aid them in the investigation. So, you know,
Hmm.
again, this is a great way to blend in the city. Throw garbage on the sidewalk. No one gives a shit here. If you want to get away with crime, you got to embrace the inner New Yorker. If you're committing crime in New York City, just if this guy just threw an entire garbage bag over his shoulder, walked down the sidewalk, and then threw it in front of the closest Chinese restaurant, no one would give a shit. It's just what you do.
No.
You just pile your trash on the sidewalk.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it's done in New York. It's
Yeah.
just interesting to me, like, I guess if you have a burner phone, like, it's not fully impulse. Sometimes I think, like, maybe some of the best crimes are, like, impulse crimes because then there really isn't a paper trail, you know?
Yeah. You could
But
if
so I was just
you could
curious, like, did he just wake up and want to do that? But, I guess not if you had a burner phone.
yeah. And I definitely haven't thought about this, but if you wanted to, you could just fly to Switzerland, kill someone, come back, and
Yeah,
no one would ever think it was you if it was just a random murder. If you
that's
buy
what
the
I'm
ticket in
saying.
cash, you go on, you come back. Now, I think you'd have to give a name. You'd have to figure out some way to fake a name. But like if you just murk a random person, a lot of murders just go unsolved because there's no
Exactly.
connection.
Yes, yes. So wait, so yeah, I'm
Again,
seeing
not
the map.
advice,
No, these are just thoughts that we're
just
sharing.
just
It's just a
thoughts.
thought that I had that maybe if it was impulse, it could have been a cleaner event because there wouldn't be a
Yeah.
paper trail or anything. But this obviously had to be
Intrusive
planned.
thoughts. Intrusive
Yeah, I
thoughts
have
that
a
I
lot of
have
those.
every other day at the most. Just
Yes, yes,
nothing to
yes.
worry about.
It
Yeah.
is so interesting, like, yeah, just seeing the map, like, of where this happened in Midtown, like, and being like, wow, I've been right there like about 1,000 times.
Yeah.
like, like, I have walked those streets. And you know what? If I saw this guy do that and then get on an e bike, I know me, I would just get back on the train and I'd be like, that was my day. I'm going back to my apartment.
Yeah. There was another lady in the video
No, I know.
on the side.
She was very close to the victim,
You could tell she's been in New
physically
York for
close.
a while
Yeah.
because initially she saw the gun and freaked out a little bit, and then she just walked kind of normally out of the
As long as
frame.
you mind your business.
It's just like, look, this is their problem. This is, I don't have a dog in this fight. They got to settle this.
Seriously.
I'm going to Starbucks.
Yes, mind your business. That's
Yeah,
see, when people don't mind their business, that's when things start happening. Now, if
yeah.
you just mind your business, now I'm sure that lady shook up. It was probably a bit alarming to see at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
um, but you know what? She minded her business and she's home with her family.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's fine. It also, this has me thinking, because the CEO was shot. He was brought to the hospital, and he ended up being pronounced dead.
Yes, yes.
This is an extremely dark, intrusive thought, but one of the first things that popped into my head when I saw this story was, how hilarious would it be if the CEOs rushed to the hospital and they could have given him the surgery to repair the gunshot wound, but then they have to inform him that United denied
It's
his
got to go
claim.
through insurance.
It's like, yeah, sorry, your claim is actually being denied. We can't give you the procedure that would save your
Yeah.
life at this moment. So you're gonna have to wait in the ER as you're bleeding out from your chest,
No,
head,
no,
and
no.
leg.
Like the worst thing is, Zach, like these CEOs of insurance companies don't even fucking need insurance. They literally don't even need health insurance because rich people have access to so many things. I was listening to another podcast the other day and it was like for rich people, like you could pay $15,000 up front and you can basically see any doctor, do whatever you want. You won't have to pay any more after that, like for your annual appointments, vaccines, whatever. And that's shit that rich people can do.
15,000 per year, or just total
No, I'm assuming I don't know.
per
I'm
year?
assuming per year. But when you're rich as fuck, that's like nothing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then and these people that are so rich, like this guy that is the fucking CEO of the company, he doesn't even probably use United Healthcare as his insurance. He pays to see the best doctors whenever he wants.
Yeah.
So so it's just symbolic of
Yeah.
like this guy sitting on top of a throne of a company that scams people and lets people die essentially, um, is now dead.
It's actually crazy how many people get denied, their claims denied for
Get denied
emergency
claims
medical
all the time.
procedures. I
Yeah.
was going through the Reddit thread because obviously with the story, there a bunch of
Yep.
people were posting their experiences with United Healthcare, and I'm sure there's some trolls on Reddit, but there were so many posts of people saying that their kidney was damaged and they needed an emergency operation, and United denied it, so they had to
Yep.
pay $30,000 out of pocket. Or someone's gallbladder exploded and they said it wasn't a necessary procedure.
No, Aetna denied my claim last year when I got surgery, and it was supposed to be an outpatient surgery. So I was supposed to go home the same day. But during the surgery, the complications happened and they punctured my lung. And you can't go home when there is a hole in your lung because
Yeah.
you can't
Well, you
breathe.
can. You can, according to Aetna.
Yeah,
You don't.
according to Aetna. So they denied my claim because they were like, they literally said insufficient reason for hospital stay. And my surgeon had to personally call them and
Yeah.
be like, so she would die if she went home. So yeah.
Can
And
we
then
can we
they
do a
cleared it, but
can we do
still.
can we do a role play right now? Can you be the doctor calling, telling me I'll be the guy at Aetna, and you be the doctor saying that Sam needs to stay in the hospital or else she's gonna die?
Do you like to role play?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay. Who starts?
You call me
Brrr,
because you're the
okay, wait.
doctor.
Boop boop beep boop beep boop beep boop boop. Brrrring.
Hey, this is John Johnson at Aetna. How can I help you?
Hi, John. My name is Doctor Who's Your Mama.
Hmm.
My patient Sam, her insurance claim got denied. And it says here that she did not need to stay in the hospital, but she in fact had a massive hole in her lung, on her body, fractured ribs, run over by a car, dragged around. She couldn't go home.
Yes, I see that here. Everything checks out what you said, and we actually determined through our own processes that she could actually survive
Mm,
36 to 48 hours without staying in the hospital. So we didn't
mm,
cover her because she'd actually be able to leave and go home and
mm.
experience, even though she'll be in massive amounts of pain, and then she could come back to the hospital and apply for another claim. And while I have you on the phone, let me give you some of our thinking behind that. So, a lot of people think, and I don't blame you for this, you're a doctor, you're still learning, but a lot of people think that you have to breathe normally to survive. But here at
Oh.
yeah, that's the confusion. So here
So
at
weird. I spent like 10 years in med school and that just totally slipped by me.
Yeah, so here at Aetna, we've done our own studies, and you could actually survive 72 hours by pure wheezing. You just wheeze your way through life as your lungs are collapsed and
Gotcha.
bleeding
Okay.
out. So that's why we denied your
So
claim.
she's good to go home. So
She,
she's perfectly fine. Like when I unplug this machine, she'll be totally good, right?
I can't confirm or deny the outcome of
Okay.
a health procedure for legal reasons,
I
but
thought you knew a lot. It seemed like you went to med school.
I can also not confirm or deny if I've been in
Can
a medical
can you
program.
confirm or deny if you're a real person with a functioning brain?
I'm a real person with a functioning brain, and here at Aetna, that actually goes along with our guidelines. If you have a functioning brain, that's all you need to function. Your lungs, your heart, all of
That's
that is
it.
just an afterthought. So, if
Okay.
unless she gets shot in the head when
Mm,
she walks out of the hospital, she is going to have to file another claim. And even if she does get shot in the head, she's still going to have to file another claim, bleeding
right.
out
Right.
profusely.
See,
So
now when you're a patient though and you're recovering, you can't usually, especially with a hole in your lungs, you can't usually have a long drawn out phone call where you argue with the insurance person about this and to get another claim filed.
and she'll have to take that up with God because it's if she's going to use excuses, it
Yeah.
looks like she'll have to
So
file a
she's a weak
claim.
ass bitch, is what
She'll
you're saying.
she'll have to file a claim from the afterlife, and
Gotcha.
it's not my place to call her a weak ass bitch. I cannot confirm or deny
I can. I'm a
her
doctor. So,
bitchiness. So yeah, and you know,
according to the tests and the blood work, weak ass bitch.
yeah. So sorry, you're breaking up. I'm getting another claim in right now. It says this guy had his leg amputated and he's
Uh,
bleeding out. I got to deny
uh,
something else real
oh,
quick.
okay. Got. Oh,
I'll
okay. I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you
I
later.
guess.
Bye.
All right.
And that was the
That was
exact phone
how it
call.
went. Yeah.
Yeah, how close was that to the phone call that you overheard with your doctor?
Honestly, close enough. I'm grateful though she did actually get it to go through, but I mean, yeah, when I got home, and the best part is, Zach, that letter in the mail, it takes so fucking long on the app, online, when you like go to the dentist and you want to look at the claim and your EOB and stuff. It takes like a couple weeks for that stuff, to like process and show up. The letter that I got from Aetna, I spent like 2 or 3 days in the hospital right before Christmas, mind you. So usually mail is pretty fucking slow.
Hmm.
That letter was at my apartment when I showed up from the hospital
There you
already.
go.
And I opened it up and the letter's like, this claim has been denied. So that fucking fast, they sent that letter out.
Yeah.
That like blew my mind.
Yeah, that's the American healthcare system.
Yes, and that's
It,
why
it's a
CEOs out here
it's
are
a
taking
it's a
bullets to the
it's
brain.
it's a jolly place to be right now. You know, America in 2024, and a lot of you are probably thinking, you know, this is such a dark story. Can you end on a positive note about, you
Sure.
know, this whole gunshot thing? And I do have one more silver lining with the story. So it says here that Brian Thompson, we mentioned this a little bit before, but he was on his way to speak at a United Healthcare Group's investor conference when
Yeah.
the gunman who had been lying in wait for several minutes approached him from behind and fired at least once into his back and at least once into his right calf. And I'm thinking, you know, I've been on my way strolling into a work conference where I had the thought, I hope someone shoots me in the back of the head right now before I have to sit and listen to someone talk about industry bullshit for 3 hours straight and have to fake pay attention to a PowerPoint sober. And so
Yeah.
the bright lining is that
He
maybe
didn't
he
have to
was
sit through
begging for
that.
this. Yeah, maybe in his head he like God answered his
Yeah.
prayer. Maybe he was like, God, I do not want to sit through this meeting at all. I'm the
Mhm.
CEO. Why the fuck am I even here? And then
Yep.
bam,
Lights
prayer
out.
answered. Yeah, lights out. And you know he didn't have to sit through that conference. So you know there's a
No,
silver
yeah.
lining to everything. Is what I'm trying to say.
You know what? I think that's beautiful, Zach. Truly, truly beautiful. I don't know how to even wrap up the story because the story is still ongoing. So
Yeah.
maybe by next pod we'll have more information. Maybe the killer is gone. Like he's in Uzbekistan with some Uzbekistan lady.
Yeah.
Um, because as we learned from previous pod episodes, they're not going to send his ass back to America. So he could be long gone.
Yeah, like the guy from last week, the kayaker who faked
Yep.
his own death, fled to Uzbekistan, ditched his family for an Uzbeki wife. The only thing I will say is that the video of this guy clearly dying makes it very hard for him to fake his own death
Yeah.
because he's dead.
Yeah, he did appear to look actually dead.
Yeah, that blood and the bullets did look extremely
If
realistic. So
not, fantastic acting job.
yeah, hats off to the CGI department at United
Yeah.
Healthcare if he was
Yeah.
able to pull this off.
For even adding a startled lady bystander.
Could you imagine if United Healthcare they said they wanted to start United Studios and this was their entry into film that
Or yeah, you know
they
how on
CGI
like
assassinate the CEO
on
and they go
Craigslist,
this was
there's
all
always
fake.
those ads for like we need you for like 2 hours to be like a background actor in this
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. And they
And
didn't
that's
tell her
that
what it
lady's
was.
first gig.
Yeah. They're like, "Yeah, just stand over here by the door." It's just oh my what the fuck? And
Like,
they're like,
she's like, "Was that fucking real?"
"Yeah, don't worry about it.
No, don't worry
CGI."
about it.
They're
Ask
like,
Alec Baldwin,
Are
honestly.
yeah. She's like, "Are we
Was
gonna
it
do
real?
she's like, "Are we gonna do another take?" And the guy's like, "No.
Nope.
That
That
was
was a
it."
one and done.
Yeah,
With
not
this
gonna
one, you
work. Yeah,
can't really roll
he's
the
not
back.
yeah, yeah.
It's it's over.
Yeah,
Cut.
she's like, "It doesn't look like he's getting up." And the director's just like, "Yeah,
He's
he's
not.
really dedicated to his craft.
He's
So
not.
he likes to method act death scenes.
Mm.
So he might stay there for a little while."
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like sorry to his family. And yeah, I mean, sorry to all the people that get their claims denied via insurance. Sorry to us as Americans for having
Yeah.
shitty healthcare and having to deal with this. There's a huge issue in the world. I get why people would be mad, and I get why people would want to target these billionaire CEOs. I don't believe murder's the answer, but it happened.
Yeah.
and and here we are. So, yeah, we'll hopefully get some more details that we can bring to you guys.
We'll keep you updated on the story. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this episode. If you want bonus episodes, especially with the holidays coming up,
Yeah.
I'm
We're
not
taking
sure.
time off, bitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many more we'll record before
Yeah, we
Christmas. We'll
don't
we'll have to
know.
we'll have to talk, but we're definitely gonna take a break during the
Mhm.
holidays. We're gonna come back strong in
E
2025. But if you miss us and you want bonus
which you
episodes,
will.
you want to hear our sweet, sweet voices in those holiday years, you can tune
Yeah.
into breakingtakes.supercast.com. Check out all the bonus episodes. I think we have 10 up there right now. And then also rate us on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, keep watching the clips on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. You guys are killing it with sharing the TikToks. Get on Instagram
Good
and
work,
YouTube
team.
as well. And yeah, leave a comment also on Apple Podcasts and, tell us what you like or hate about the show. It's the same to us. We just need that sweet,
It's
sweet,
all the
sweet
same.
engagement. Just need that algorithm engagement.
Yep.
The overlord of our lives is the algorithm. I bend my knees to the algorithm.
And I do. So
Yeah,
we appreciate everyone who writes a review, gives us stars, shares stuff, comments. It's a big deal. So we appreciate it.
sounds good. Talk to you guys next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Peace.